Hello. Hi, Danielle.
Hey, Rachel.
Hi, welcome. Thanks so much for joining us today.
Thank you. Thank you for having me and inspiring this design.
Oh, of course. This has been so much fun to collab together on, like just going back and forth, just like picking out the beads and the design and just
Yep.
all the elements. It's been really so much fun to put together. And now we get to show it off to everyone.
I love these collabs. These are really, really like just
Yeah.
inspiring.
Yeah, I know. I feel like we kept each adding elements to it to like make it
Yep.
where it is now. Yeah, like you're like, okay, here's my initial design. Then it was like, okay, what if we try these gems or these? So we have some cool stuff to show you all today. Thank you all for coming. I am Rachel from Sam's Bead Shop. I am Sam's sister, and we have the absolutely incredibly talented Danielle, incredible jewelry designer and the creative director at John Bead. And I'm so happy to have her here today. So yeah, we are going to be making a bracelet today that is all about bringing together some high grade gemstones with jet glass twin beads. So yeah, would you tell us about this design that we're doing today?
Yeah. Well, we originally started with what can we do with twins and gemstones, right?
Yeah.
And so we came up with a bunch of different ideas, and then you liked the circles around the gems. This was the first one. We did the blue.
Yeah.
And so from there, you suggested a few changes, and it just kind of grew into this. It's perfect now. It has been perfected, and we've added colors. And
Now we
these
have so
are,
many colors.
yeah.
They're so
So
pretty.
this
Yeah.
is the best collab ever. I mean, it just came out so nice.
Yeah, we got these twin beads that come in this mix of so many different like shades of the colors, and I think that just gradient has such a beautiful feel. Yeah.
I just love how it turned out. Yeah, and the mixes are so fun, and the gems are yummy. They are really
yeah. I got a little help from Sam, to pick out like what are the good ones, what are some special things that like can get shown off.
right.
So yeah, so this bracelet today, if folks want to make exactly what we're making today, we've got kits. We have 3 kits for the 3 different colors you just saw: the blue, the green, and the purple. So those are available. And we also have a blog post with the instructions. And you also can choose to just make this with whatever colors you want. We have a whole bunch more twin beads on the website, so you can totally design your own, whatever you'd like. Yeah. So I guess, shall we start making? You want to? Should I bring up your other camera?
Oh, sure. Yeah. If you I hope it's in there. Did I do good?
Yeah. I think
Okay.
Let me just pull it up.
Awesome. Turn on my brighter light. It makes me look like I'm a ghost here.
Yeah, but there you go. Everything looks so vibrant. That's awesome.
Yeah. So here they are up close, and this is amethyst, obviously, like the beautiful amethyst one. Love it. This was apatite, and it was one that I had around from a live sale, and so this was the the prototype that we came up with that uses that. Mm-hmm. It looks like little worlds.
Yeah.
And then this one, I forgot the name of the group.
Oh, it's green mica.
Mica.
Yeah, and it's also called muscovite is another name for the stone, but it's actually a new one for our shop. We're kind of bringing it for the first time through this kit, and I am loving all the colors of green in that stone.
Yeah, really. Like some of them are like a milky, and then this one has like both colors in it. It is so fun.
Yeah,
it's really. I don't know how much is coming across on the camera, but this also looks like a little swirl of clouds in there, and so nice.
I think what I really loved about the design is just like that floral feel. I just thought was really great as we're getting close to spring. It's only a few weeks away. Like this, I don't know. That's what I loved, that we're starting to bring in more of the flowers. Yeah.
Me too. Yeah. And this is like, I felt like it was beginner friendly. Didn't you feel the same? Like it's something that is really approachable.
Yeah, because there's only only 2 different types of beads here, and like you're doing that same technique over and over. I think this really is a good project for folks who are new to bead weaving. Yeah.
Yeah, I totally agree.
So yeah, what will people need for this project?
Yeah, so all you need is, of course, there's the kit, right? So you're going to have all the stuff with the exception of needle and thread and scissors.
Yep.
So the kits come with the gemstones. And they come with the twin beads. And what the twin beads are is this is a jar that I've got handy. This is the check 2-hole twin mix that I used in the green.
Oh my
I
gosh.
forget the name of it. I think it's Mix Irish Landscape. Is that right?
Like yeah, I don't know. We're just, it's the green mix for us.
The green mix, yep. And then also in the purple, there's the purple one is interesting because it comes with so many colors, right?
Yeah.
Looks like that. And I selected, and I'll talk about that when we're going through it, but I kind of selected out. And then last but not least, there's the blue. The blue one. Beautiful color there.
That's dreamy.
It's really dreamy. I love that. That was what I did when I was just playing. I held up all the gemstones to the beads and like, woo, this is gonna work out great.
Yeah.
So that's those. And then of course the clasps, right? It includes all of the findings you see. Not the gold,
it'll have
but
the jump rings and a toggle clasp. And we picked out a different toggle design for each one.
So we're looking at a bronze, is that the butterfly toggle there?
It'll be for the kit, it'll be a silver version of the butterfly, but that same
Silver
design.
butterfly.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
But the rest are
this
what you got
one,
there. Yeah.
Silver. And then this one in copper. I love the copper.
That one's my favorite. The purple and the copper just work so well together.
They're gorgeous. Right. So I'll just let's see. I'll show the thread really quick that I'm using, and this is also in your shop.
Yeah. So yeah. So if you can either just get the kit, and then along with the kit, you'll need needles, hard beading needles, some wildfire thread in the 0.006, as well as just like chain nose pliers and scissors. Otherwise, on the blog post we have, we also have the materials list there, so you can see what each item is if you just want to like buy them individually. Like if you want to choose your own gemstone, choose your own twin bead. Yeah.
Right on. Oh, cool. Okay. So let's see. Should I just get started, or are there any more?
Yeah, let's start making. That sounds
okay. So there's a PDF, so you don't have to memorize things like measures and counts and stuff. But we decided a wingspan was plenty. The PDF says 75 inches to 100 inches, which is a lot. But it was just overmuch in case you want to make more blossoms than we did. But we found that like 65 inches was good, right?
Yeah, when I made it last night, I did my wingspan and it worked out for me.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm doing right now. I was just going to go.
Yeah.
Go about the
I
same.
love that way of measuring, just like
yeah, about this much.
Wide.
Yep. So that's what I cut, was whatever that measurement is for me, probably like 65 inches or so. And I'm gonna get rid of my keyboard tray really quick. I keep like tying my thread around it. And then I have this clasp. It's the same one, but it's just in gold. Same one here. We don't need it to the end, but that's that one. And you said you were liking the green. You want to do green?
Yeah, I want to show off the green today. Oh, I know that one just really excited me.
Me too. Yeah, I love it. Just gonna grab a few of these beads off of here, and the green mix. I'm gonna grab that. Just have that out.
And Wanda's asking, what are twin beads? How are those different than, like, I know people know like gem duos and super duos. I mean, there's so many amazing types of 2-hole beads, but like, what is unique about twin beads?
That's a great question. Thanks for reminding me. I always forget. I assume everyone just knows them because they're like just they're kind of unusual, right? Super duo is a little bit bigger, and super duos also has like more of like a little pinch on the top. And the other thing about super duos is they tend to have just a slightly smaller internal hole diameter, so less passes can go through a super duo than a twin bead, which is why they kind of win me over. When I work with them, I find it a little bit more pleasant because I'm not trying to force the needle to like fit. Yeah. And then as far as like what else is different about them, the colors, they're made by the factory Preciosa Ornella. And whereas the super duos are made by a Czech factory, Matubo. So those two are different manufacturers, but slightly different size, slightly different shape, different coatings and colors. But other than that, pretty close. Like I would say if you wanted to do this one with the super duo, it'd probably work.
Yeah.
It would look different, but it would work. But yeah, it's great question, because we had the same question come up earlier today, and so Like, I totally forgot.
So many, I mean, there's, as you get into bead weaving, there's just like so many new like words to learn. That's one of them.
There's so many challenges, like just explaining like what is, for a while there I had trouble describing different bead sizes, like why one is good for this and why one is good for that. So we had a lot of fun with that today. We did a whole class.
Yeah. All right, you guys, let's do this.
Let's dive in. Okay, so the colors, you're getting a mix of beautiful colors, right? And so don't worry about matching it exactly unless you really like it. I'll show you what I did for this one. I kind of did the darker color as my connector, and then I did a little ombre from the more opaque and milky to the clear. And each of these is a different hue of green. This is like a limey, almost icicle green. This one's more of an emerald, and that's like a milky seafoam. And then this is a very dark green here.
Awesome.
And so at the end, we'll show the other colors. You were saying, like, we'll just hold it up and show all the others. So to start, leave a pretty good tail. You want to leave about 15 inches, 10 to 15 inches or so. And that's because we're going to use the tail to create this connection at the end. So start with leaving about a 10 to 15 inch tail. String your twin bead through one hole. Slide it down to that measure, so 10 to 15 inches or so. And I'm just measuring that off camera here. I have a little ruler here. And usually, I know a lot of you guys who do seed beading have seen a stop bead where you go back through the bead again. For this one, the cool thing about having a 2-hole bead is it can become its own stop bead. And then it's in the position it needs to be in when we add from that side later. So just come through the second hole like that with your thread. And again, over here's my tail, 10 to 15 inches or so. Down. And there you go.
Yeah, when you do this first bead, I feel like with any seed beading project, that's where you have to like actually remember to keep that tail, because sometimes you could just keep pulling and all of a sudden you like have a 2-inch tail. You're like, oh no, I forgot till the end. Yeah. You're
so right. You're so right. Yeah. And then at the end, you're like, oh no, which is like you can weave in, but you can always just double check too if you're just starting out and seeing. But yeah, there's like about, I didn't measure very like precisely. I just left enough that we could do a lot with that, right?
Yeah, for sure.
And it kind of locks in place. Once you go through the second hole, it locks it in place like that, like it's its own little stop bead. So I thought that was kind of a neat little feature. And then time for a gemstone. And let's just go ahead and find I just saw it. There we go. For some reason, I can only do that on the mat. And then slide that down. And it will move a little bit if you push really hard, but if you're just gentle with it, it'll stay in place. And now I'm going to grab another twin bead. When you first pick them up, no worries. It's like whichever side. It's the same.
Okay. It's identical. Cool.
Yeah. So now I've got one down there at the bottom of the gemstone, one on the top. And what I'm going to do next is go back through the gemstone. And when you're doing this, try to keep, well, so here's a good tip actually for having the tension stay pretty good. Go ahead and pull on the side that you're coming out of the gemstone with to keep this side a little closer. Pull tight. That'll matter more on the next ones than on this one, because this one you could just tighten up the bottom. But once you come through there, you'll have 2 twin beads kind of just hanging out on the side there. They're a little wonky. Look at the side your thread's coming out of now. So our thread's coming out over here. You got this bead here. Go through the hole where the thread's not exiting from. So you see how here the thread's coming out the bottom on this side, going through the gemstone. We're going to go through the opposite way. And it's going to make it turn into little insect wings on it. Perfect for spring. It's got a little fly wing there. And so after you've gone through that hole on the twin bead, go back through the gemstone. I'm just going to pull tight. And there you go. There's our little flying bug. He's so cute.
Awesome.
And as I was saying earlier, we were talking about tension. And at this stage, it's pretty easy to tighten by pulling the side and pulling the side. As we get going, I'll show some tips for how to maintain that when you don't have the ability to pull on that side. But one of the ways is to make it tighten now before we go through the twin bead again. We're going to go through that twin bead again. And already what you have on this side is you have thread coming out one side and going in through the other. So you can just pick a side, whichever one. So like through there. So now we're exiting from the twin hole that's closest to the gemstone. And the next step is we're going to put a fan of twin beads on the top, which will put us over here and then on the bottom. So what I did was I counted out. Oh, sorry. Did you have a question?
No. Oh, you might. You're probably just hearing. We're it's a Friday here at the office. We're just lots going on in the shop. So.
Oh yeah.
Maybe some background noise.
Yeah, and so from here, I'm just going to put the count that we've been using on all the samples is 6, but that's not set in stone. You can change it up if you feel like it needs more or less, depending on the size of the stone or, just your eye, what you like to look up. So, but I was going with 6, and I was kind of, again, ombreing them like that. Milky to clear and back to milky.
Oh, cool.
And so once again, where we are, we're coming out of the whole of the twin bead, this direction. And I'm going to go through the other side. So that way.
And we'll get the first kind of half of our flower petals.
Yep. Yeah. And it's so cute. And I think that's a really good measurement with the 6 beads. It's kind of the one that I have a preference for, but I think a lot of different options work there. And so I'm picking up that same combo again. Got that same little ombre going. And again, that's 6 beads. And here we're going to go back through the same hole we were exiting from when we started making the circles. And I'll just pull tight there. And there's our first circle. And that's all there is to it for making each of those, each of the little blossoms. That's our first gemstone blossom is done. And we'll do that a few more times. So if I lost anybody, we'll get to see it again.
And now you'll show how to connect them as well, right?
Yep. And so from here, you've got your threads exiting from the inside hole. We're going to jump to the other one. So to the other hole, same bead, the same one you're exiting. We're just going to jump over and go through that side. And there's that. All right. So now we're going to do just a regular like right angle weave stitch with 3. You're going to add 3, so it's for a total of 4. But you'll want to pick up 3 twin beads and go back through, heading in the opposite direction of your exiting thread. So my thread's coming out this side. So I'm going to go through that side. And when you pull tight, you'll get a little star that pops out.
It's so cute.
I really like that. It's a fun one. And what you'll want to do then is go through all the beads again, because this is going to be loose until you reinforce it one time. So there's those. Just going all the way around till I'm back where I started. And that makes it a lot stronger.
Mm-hmm.
And so now we want to get over here. We want to get all the way over to the one that's pointing on this side. So again, I'm going to go through the inside hole of the next 2 twin beads. So here's 1. And there's 2. And now we're exiting from the inside hole. See right here?
Yeah.
Let's do another jump.
I love how close up you're able to get here. This is so helpful. This is great.
I've been using I switched to my iPad because I got the new iPhone. Boo. But it's actually better. So
yeah, it works great.
It's like a really old iPad.
Who would have
thought?
thought?
Like one little camera on it. So
yeah.
But hey, I'm happy. So yeah, there's the turn, the step up right here. And it's time for another gemstone.
Awesome.
That's how quick it is. Isn't that cool? And I'm going to just go a little slow so I can try to remember what I do to keep it tight. So I'm bringing down the bead. And it'll be, just kind of hanging out there. It's not going to look right until we do the circle, right? Kind of like figure eight. But it's just hanging out there. We'll grab another twin bead. And then let's see. I'm going to come back through the gemstone. And as you're doing that, you just want to go through the gemstone. Hold the thread that's coming out of the other side of the gemstone while you do that. And I'm actually using like a little gravity assist here. I'll grab the twin bead. So almost like you're doing fringe. Just pull it tight.
Cool.
And it'll kind of help you. It's going to show you as you do that which side needs the connection. So the thread's coming out of this side of the twin bead, going through there, coming back. I want to go through the opposite side of where that thread's exiting. It's that same second hole there, but it's just the one that the thread's not coming out. And there we go. Then we've got another little bug. And so I'm going to go back through the gemstone. And this puts you in the right spot to be in to make the circle and end up here. Because if you start making the swirl from back here, you'll end up back here and have to come through it. So I always come through the gemstone first. Then we're just going to go back through that inside hole of the twin bead. And let's make another fan. Oop, sorry. I tried to fly away. Here we go. And I'm going to grab the 6 beads here. So pretty. I love these colors.
Yeah. Donna just said, I love when motifs connect rather than sewing them all together. That is what's cool about this. Like, you're not making like each of these flowers separately. They keep flowing together.
Oh, Donna, you're so correct about that. I think Donna and I both agree about this. Like, I don't like those connector stitch thingies where you create like 8 pieces, do this 8 times. And I like a flow, like where it just goes one needle, one thread.
Yeah. And it's just, you've made the connecting piece just so seamless in the design. It works so well.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I get kind of lit up by stuff like that. I'm like, oh, this is cool.
Yeah.
So there's those 6 again. And I'm going to jump over here. I'm just going back through the middle. And there we go. Number 2. That's it in a nutshell. I'll maybe go through it one more time a little bit faster.
Yeah, let's do it again. I think it always, maybe even 2 more times. I think it always helps to see it a couple times. Yeah.
And so again, we need to get where we want to be. So we're going to jump to the next hole of the twin bead. So I'm just going to come over here, jump up. There's that. We need another connector. So we're going to do 3 twin beads. I'm chasing them around the mat. 3, back through the last one, opposite direction of the exiting thread. Pull tight. And then just real quick, I'm going to go all the way around one more time and then travel up 2. Sometimes I can get through 2 at once, but try, but don't insist on it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so you went all the way around again, and then you're going through 2 more here.
Yep, exactly.
Cool.
First one just to make it strong, and then the second time to get where I'm going. So I'm on the inside hole there. We did that looping around. It connected this little star shape. But now we need to jump up into the open side. So just through there. And now it's time for another gemmy. Oh, look at that one. Oh my gosh. It's
all the striations. That is beautiful.
And apologies for I was peeling oranges for my kid. So like, oh my God, I have like orange nails today. Sorry.
Hey, you're a working mom. I love it.
They don't peel their own oranges. I'm like, dude.
That's what moms are for, right?
Go for that. And so there's the new twin bead. So the Gemmy is on there and the new twin. Go back through my Gemmy. And you could, if you wanted to, try to connect here, but I think that it helps with tension if you don't, and you do that thing where you hold the thread. So see, I'm kind of just holding it there, and then I'm going to just grab the twin bead and pull tight, just like fringe, like if you're doing a fringe bead.
Yeah, because I think when I was practicing it last night, trying out it, I think sometimes that was a part where it's the bead kind of gets stuck when you go up back to the gem, kind of like just far away. So that's a good place to make sure to take the time to pull it in.
Yeah, I think it's easier here than later, right?
Yeah.
It's possible later, but it's just like a little harder to get it to go backwards. But yeah, so that's like I kind of did that little fringy pull, and then this is part where I just want to go back through the gemstone again. And yeah, you'll know you'll have a really good connection because that'll be really tight for you. Through the inside hole of this twin bead. And now let's do another fan around.
And I know for this design, you've chosen to like go with the same pattern that you're doing every time, but people can totally play with this, right? Like they could have different patterns on different flowers, make them each unique, however they want, right?
Yeah, and I actually really love what you did, where I believe like you just took what you could do with this mix is you could isolate each color, and every petal would be different. Like
each flower could be a different color.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll show mine off at the end for sure.
Oh, that's right. They haven't seen yours yet.
I know. Yeah, I gave you a sneak peek before.
It's really
I played around. I wanted to see what we could do with some of the other colors that we're launching. So I'll show that at the end of the day.
Yay. That's so cool. I liked it. So there we go. And that was another one. So I'm just going to step up through the next twin bead here. And let's grab 3 more. And just real quick, I'm going to zip back through these and there's our star. I think it started raining here. It's like really loud.
Oh, really? I don't hear it.
You don't hear it? It's
No,
like right outside the window here.
Huh.
They said we were going to get weather. I didn't believe them.
Yeah.
No way. It's not going to rain in Seattle, is it? Lucky guess, I think. Here's that step up through the next one. Gemstone time. Oh my gosh, this one almost has like an oceany jasper look to it.
Yeah.
I get distracted by the gems.
I know. They're each so different. They're each unique.
Focus, Danielle, focus.
This green mica one. That's what I love about it. I think we'll be able to launch them next week, but we did get like the green mica and restocking the apatite and the amethyst besides just the 6mm. So we'll try to get that up next week because you could totally we're gonna show later how you could do this with like a larger size bead. So we'll have those options to show off next week. Yeah.
Oh, I got to make sure I make that one. Made another set of wings. There we go. And gonna do the same thing here.
Yeah, Sam just commented, it was fun picking the gems for these kits. Yeah, it was really cool to come up with what was going to be a good match. I mean, amethyst and apatite are just, 2 gems we love. So of course we want to show them off, and then to also get to pick out something new was special as well.
I really love it. It's just gorgeous. All of these are so pretty.
I mean, I know you're a fan of green, so I was glad we got to do one of them being a green bracelet.
Me too. Yes. When I saw that, I was like, yes.
Yeah.
I'm just going to make sure I got my counts right on that. Looks good. Yeah. Cool.
Awesome. So then how many times how many of these flowers will someone make?
I've been making 9. And when you make 9, you'll get about a 7-inch bracelet or so. Let me grab the tape measure really quick and I'll just show that.
Awesome.
So your beaded length, it's going to be closer to 6.5 when you get the little ends on. But then by the time your clasp comes on there, it's going to end up being closer to 7. With toggles, I usually measure from, let's see, from the center. So yeah, you're looking at about actually even 7.25 or so.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want a smaller bracelet, take off a blossom. If you want to make it a little bit bigger, just add one. But yeah, 8 or 9.
And I felt like when I was making mine, I was sort of in between. I was like, do I add? I got to 9 blossoms and I was like, oh, do I add one more? Is that gonna be too much? So in my case, I kept it at 9, but I used a few more jump rings when I put the toggle on, just to give me that, like, little bit extra length.
That's perfect. Yeah, that's a great idea to put a few extra jump rings too.
Yeah, nice way to just get some added flexibility.
I felt like mine was in between as well. I wanted to go with 8, but that was a little too small.
Yeah.
So I couldn't decide. And I thought there might be, maybe a small difference in length between the gemstones, but they came out really close.
Yeah. Yeah, they do range from like 6 to 6.5 millimeters. So that's true. That could vary a little as well.
But I think they're all pretty nearby each other. Like,
yeah.
Right smack on there.
Cool. Yeah. All right. I guess, do we want to, should we skip ahead maybe to the toggle clasp?
Yeah.
Would that be a good idea?
Sure thing. Yeah, we can do that. And so what I might do is I'll switch back to my tail side. The cool thing is putting the clasp on, it's the same on both sides. And so back here on the tail side, I'm going to just do a, I don't remember if I showed this in the beginning. I kind of breezed through. I might have actually done it before we were live. But if you're trying to thread your wildfire, you want to flatten it. I always show that in like every class because it saves a lot of people time.
Oh, it's such a good tip, flattening it with the chain nose pliers. And you need those anyway to open your jump rings. So you've already got them around.
Exactly. Yeah. So this is my tail thread. This is the thread we left at the beginning. And I already put jump rings on my clasp, but if you haven't done that yet, it's easier to do it now. It's a lot harder to add it later. So I would recommend putting your jump ring on now and having it ready to go.
Cool. That's a good tip.
And you'll just pick up another twin bead. So from here, just to recap where we are, this was the one that we made it into like a little stop bead. It's already right where it needs to be. Mm-hmm. So we can just go right into putting the clasp on. So I'm going to bring one twin bead on, down, and then we're going through this one hole here. We're going to turn and go through the other hole. Just right back to back like that. And you will have a little gap here. Just set it down and pinch it and just pull until it sits right there. And then I'm going to go through the clasp. The jump rings come with it, right? The oval jump rings.
Yeah. So if you pick up the green kit, we're calling it the Green Dahlia bracelet kit, you'll get this teardrop clasp in the white bronze and then some silver jump rings to match. And I think we actually put like 10 jump rings in every kit, just so like, I feel like it's just so easy to lose jump rings. It's always good to have a few extra. And then if folks wanted to make it longer, that way they could too.
That's brilliant. Yeah, that's good to know that's there. I'm just bringing that down, let that sit there. And then bringing over one more twin bead, and I'm matching the colors, but you can do any colors you want. Bring that down. Same thing, I'm going to turn and go through the other hole of the twin bead. And then go ahead and just follow that through. Go all the way through this one and back through that one. So we made a complete circle. And then just pull tight. And it should sit right there like that. And we're going to reinforce that at least twice more. If you can get through a third time, that's even better. But 2 times is probably great. And I find that with the twins, I can get through all 3 of these connections here. So I went through I exited from here, jumped up, went through the top hole there, and went straight through the jump ring and straight through the other one. So that whole connection there. And then again, turning and going down through the other hole. And what I find here is I can usually get through these two, but I need to kind of separately go through the third one. We are going to go through that one.
Yeah, I feel like seed beaters are always, you know, trying to be efficient. So it's like, no, I'm not just going to go through one bead. How many can I fit at once, right?
I'm always trying to stretch that.
Yeah.
But this is where the twin beads, in my opinion, where they shine, because this was very easy to do. Like
Yeah.
being able to get through these. And let's see if I can do it one more time. The good news is wildfire is really thick. And that's good and also challenging. But it works really good for strength.
Yeah.
So I got through there. And again, I'm probably going to just get through these first two. So there's my second pass, and I'm going to go with that. A third pass is possible, but you have to kind of work at it. But I got through the two. Do you see how we didn't go through this one yet?
Mm-hmm.
When you're ready to weave in, that's exactly what you want to do, because you're going to use the next one. This is we're exiting out of what was our first bead. This is the original stop bead here. And I'm going to just turn and go through here, the other hole of that bead.
Kind of going back into our design.
Yeah, and now from here on out, we're just weaving in, and then we'll trim it. And so to weave in, it's super easy. You can do a mixture of things. What I did is I traveled through, because I kind of ended up already ending up on one of these little wings or fans. So just go through the whole blossom side here. And then through this connecting twin bead here. And the awesome thing about right angle weave is it's a great place to turn. So from here, I'm going to go through there. Just jump to the other hole. Make a circle here. Or maybe a half circle.
Mm-hmm.
From here, you can kind of just do what you like whatever bead has the least resistance, whatever weaving in. As long as you change direction 2 or 3 times, your weave in is really good. And I could show a knot in case there's folks out there that want to see a 1/2 inch knot.
Sure, yeah.
How did you do yours? Did you do a knot?
I just wove in. I think, yeah, I just wove in. I also found that helped with just like reinforcing and kind of tightening my flowers. I was like, oh, there's like kind of an added bonus of this weaving in. So I went.
Yeah, that's a good point. That was a really good point. This is an opportunity to do that. So that is what I do. If you wanted to do a knot, a really good place to do one is go through one of these connector twin beads right here.
Okay.
And then you want to just pick up the thread that connects it to the next twin. So I'm just going under there, pull up a loop. You come through the loop here and then just pull that knot tight. Because there's so many passes here, it's really not likely that it's going to slide. The knot is not going to slide back through. Mm-hmm. It's a really good spot for it. And then you can just bring your thread up a few beads and trim it. It's also less likely to distort your blossom. Like if you try to do a knot here, it might distort the flow there and make it a little less the same as the other side.
Oh, interesting. Yeah. So thinking about placement can help just disappear into the design.
Yeah, I agree. Like I think if you put it on one of these, it's already so structurally good that it's not going to change much there. And then I've been using my burner to just come along. And you can see it just kind of disappears into your bead. And there's your clasp. And since you put the oval jump rings in the kit, those are perfect because the seam is on the side. So it's not going to come loose. It's going to stay and put.
Yeah, that's what I love about them. Awesome.
That's the whole thing. And I'll finish the other side and have another beautiful bracelet.
Cool. Yeah, I think, we can, I think it doesn't hurt to show people making a couple more of the flowers.
Yeah, let's do it.
Sweet.
So I still have a lot of working thread left over here. And earlier I flattened that with chainless pliers, so it went through my needle like super, super easy. And all right, so just double checking in with where I was. I've got this one ready to add another connector. And then coming back through. I think I'm like in love with the mica stones.
Your new treasure.
They are gorgeous. I was thinking of doing some malachite.
Mm-hmm.
Is that how you say it? I always say all the stone
Or
names.
malachite, maybe.
Malachite. I always say them like just way back. I've only read them, is why.
Yeah.
The first time I heard them pronounced correctly is in your live sales.
I mean, Sam is like a gemstone like guru teacher for all of us.
Thank goodness, because I need it. So there's our connector reinforced, traveled, and then just coming up through the outside hole of that duo, or sorry, the gem. Twin bead. Where are you, Danielle? And gonna grab another one. There's through that one. And that's a really strong connection there, I feel like.
Mm-hmm.
It's really
since you've gone back and forth a couple times.
Ooh, wrong colors there. Forgot what colors I was doing. I want to change it up already because I have another color scheme. After seeing your bracelet, basically, I just want to copy it. I like it. Was there like you did a variation also of it was the rhombus bracelet where you did like a stripe pattern, and I never got a close
yeah yeah because we did the 2-hole rhombus design in Tucson together, and then I did a version in like red, black, and white later on. Yeah, I love just like playing with different like color blocking and patterns and stuff. It's fun to do.
That was really inspiring.
Thank you.
I love them when they just pop on there like that. Like, woohoo, look at
that. Yeah, this bracelet comes together pretty quickly, which is really nice. I don't know, maybe it took me like about an hour or maybe a little longer to make.
You're fast. Wow.
How quick everyone is with it. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I was finishing watching the Warriors game. I had the post game show on and was just while I was beading away. So
That's awesome.
I was pretty entertained between, listening to why the Warriors won and doing my jewelry. So it went quick for me.
That's so cool.
It was a good night.
That's the best times. I like to listen to podcasts, and sometimes like I'll play YouTube in the background, or like I'll watch other people's lives while working on stuff.
Well, first, like a couple months ago, I was like, oh, I'll do it while I watch basketball. And like, no, that doesn't work, because when you're actually watching a sports game, you need to actually look at the players. You can't just listen to it. So now I have made sure not to do that. But yeah, music and podcasts are good. Anything where you just have to listen and don't have to look is good when you're doing beading. I'm curious if folks have like a go-to thing that they like listen to or like to watch when they're doing their jewelry making or bead weaving. I'm definitely curious.
Yeah, me too. I used to be all music, and lately I've just kind of switched to, like learning broadcasts or news or the occasional true crime, but I've had to stop that.
Yeah. Oh my God. I can never listen to that because then I can't sleep after that.
I can't sleep. Yeah. It's entertaining in the moment, but then later you regret it.
Yeah.
You're like, oh man.
Like, oh, what did I do to myself?
Yep.
Yeah. Sometimes you're saying with lives. Yeah, sometimes I'll watch a live that's like totally unrelated, but it's just that it feels like you're beading with someone.
Exactly. Like back in the day when we used to have places to go and hang out and bead together.
Yeah, it's the
Remember those
digital
days.
version.
The digital version. The digital version's good though, because
Yeah.
now I wouldn't be able to go. So this is exactly what I need.
Yeah.
There we go. Just coming along. Gosh, this is like flying.
Yeah. Well, I like whenever you can use seed beading techniques on large, beads that are larger than like an 11-0 or an 8-0. You're just like, it just speeds along really quick.
That's the really cool thing about, I feel like this design is one of the first in a while that doesn't have the need for any other beads added, seed beads.
Mm-hmm.
And that's cool because most of the stuff, you got to throw like an 11-0 or an 8-0 in there. And this one,
yeah, that was one of the challenges. I was like, what can we do if like we only use the twin beads as like our only seed bead element? Like, what's possible? And it's cool. It's cool to see that there is a lot you can do.
So that inspired the whole idea because that was the challenge that I needed. I was like, ooh, this is fun. Let's figure that out.
Yeah, sometimes like I feel like it can be helpful to have like constraints, right? When you're being creative, it's like having some limits and constraints kind of challenges you to come up with something new. Yeah, I know. I sometimes find that really helpful when I'm creating something.
Oh, I totally do. I need that. I like structure. And it takes away the indecision.
Mm-hmm.
Too many options can be paralyzing.
Yeah. I think we all know that as folks who like to design things.
Yep. I mean, it is possible to just have too many options like to choose from. So it makes you kind of stuck because you're like, oh, but I really want to use that. And
yeah, I mean, I was having that trouble just like trying to decide like what pattern to do these twin beads because there are so many options, and eventually I just had to be like, all right, Rachel, just choose a pattern, like like just see what happens. It's okay.
That's true. It's going to be beautiful no matter what, right?
Yeah. Like so you got good colors. So whatever pattern you do, if you decide to follow the kit here or come up with your own pattern, it'll be great.
Yeah. And I think like you were saying, there's enough that maybe you could even try to make 2, right?
We definitely included some extra beads in the kit. I don't know if it'll be enough to make, well, we don't have 2, you only get 1 toggle. But you'll definitely have some extra beads to play with for sure.
Yeah, I was thinking somebody out there will make earrings for sure.
Yeah, it'd be cool. Yeah, I bet someone will make a variation. All right, we only have like 10 minutes left. I want to make sure we get to like showing the other bracelet combos. And I want to show off some beads. Yeah, I don't know. I wasn't sure if we should spend the time to show putting the clasp on the other side if people want to see that again. I know you haven't yeah, if that's okay. I know you haven't like fully finished the bracelet length, but it can be a very mini bracelet, right?
No, that's totally okay because I can always just kind of pull it out later and add a few more. It's not that big. I just won't go back and weave in.
Awesome.
Yeah. So super easy. We'll just throw on the other side. So same as we did before, we're just going to pick up 1 twin bead here and bring it down. Go through the other side. So we're just going through the other hole on that bead. And to get it to tighten, all you have to do is just kind of hold that bead by itself and just pull on your thread. And it should kind of snuggle up just right there like that. And then grab your clasp, go through your clasp. I'm going to pick up 1 more twin bead. And then I'm going to go through the other hole of that same twin bead that I just picked up. And it's a little loose here. I'm just going to bring it up a little closer. Just let it be like that. Don't worry. Come back through those 2 there. So the original we were exiting, and then the first one we added. And then just go through that. And when you first make that connection, everything should just tighten right up for you.
I love how those lock into place. It's so satisfying.
It really is. I totally agree. From there, we're just going to make it tighter. So keep going through. And you'll be able to get through all 3 with your needle. And then just turn and make a step down through the other hole. You'll probably be able to get through the first 2 If you can get through 3, winner. And then just loop around again. There's my what is my third pass, because we did our first to add, one to chase it down, and here's a third. And then again, I'm going to go through these 2. Purposefully this time not going through the third one, just the 2. And from here is where you weave in.
Awesome. And then once you weave in and trim it off, you have a finished bracelet.
Yep. So just pretend I went through all those and
there we go.
There you go.
Oh, it's so beautiful. I love it.
If anybody has a granddaughter, this is perfect granddaughter size right here.
Yeah, this is your kid size.
Oh yeah. I wonder if I could just go down and put it on Alex. He'll probably wear it.
Yeah, I love it.
There you go.
Awesome. Cool. Well, can we show off some of the other colors? Maybe what I guess in the purple, maybe you could like dump out some of the beads that come in that mix, because I think people are going to get that whole mix, and you can show us which of the ones you used from the purple mix. I don't know if you have that handy.
Perfect. Or not. Yeah, let's do that. I have we've seen the green in some detail. Something to say about the green is it had exactly 4 colors in it. So 1 and then 2, 3, and 4. So it was super easy. I just did. But purple has an extra 2 colors in it. So it puts you into making choices or just mixing it up. So purple has all of these. So here's a dark milky, right? And then it has this almost like it's got a little bit of grape to it. And here's a crystal purple lined. And then here's that metallic-y one. In addition to that, there's also a pink milky. And there's a chalk with a like a soul gel pink on it.
Got it. So you stuck to the more purple tones.
Yeah, I left out the pinks, which
cool,
you don't have to do.
Yeah, but those are, you do get the mix in your kit. So if folks like the pink, they can totally mix that in for sure.
Yeah, and then when they see your bracelet, they'll see why. That's amazing.
And then yeah, and then the blue one. Does that one have 4 colors or more? Do you remember?
This has just 4. It is it's the sister color to the green mix. It's the ocean breeze, and it has exactly 4. So I did the same thing that I did on the green, where I started with the milky, and then I just kind of ombreed it up. Looks like I did the clear first on that one, actually.
Yeah, cool. And let's see. I don't have an overhead right now, but I can show it off in my other camera. So here, Danielle's been talking me up all, but here's the variation. Okay, it's so hard to go the right way. There we go.
I know, it's like left, right.
So I loved all of these like bright colors that we had. We have like this turquoise and the purple and the pink. And so I decided to make each one a different color and just continue that pattern all the way down. I feel it's very, I don't know, it's bright and happy and all of that. And then I used the copper flora flora toggle. But so when I started, I did it random. So my first flower has all the beads randomly. And I was like, okay, I like it, but I'm not quite sure. So then I was like, let me try doing one color. And then I liked it better. So I kept doing that. But I was like, that's all right. We can have one colorful one at the end. Like, why not?
I think that's awesome. I thought that was part of your like whole plan.
Oh, that's no, cool. that was my indecision that I was talking about.
It almost has the effect of throwing a charm on it. Like,
yeah, just a little accent. Yeah. So design mistake that worked out. So these are 3 of the colors. We have a few other colors. Let me see. All right, next time I'll have to make sure I have my overhead set up, but we've got a couple of different metallics that we've launched. We've got like, these are copper lined and crystal lined. So if you like more of that metallic look, we've got the 3 colors that I had in my bracelet, the purple and the pink and the blue. And then we've also got a couple other more like full-on metallics. You can see the hematite color, this like metallic rainbow. This is fun. You get a whole mix in there.
I love that one.
And then the the purple iris. So next time I'll make sure to set up my overhead ahead of time. I did not think of that. But those are the 8 colors we've got up. And then if you want the mixed colors, right now those are just in the kit. Yeah.
Cool.
I know we only have a few minutes left, but maybe if you don't mind going over a few minutes, do you think you could show off the version you made with some other sizes?
Yeah, sure.
Awesome. Cool.
I love this one. So I just grabbed beads in different sizes, and I experimented with, what if you tried a bicone? What if you tried a rondelle? What if you went to 10 millimeters? And so I did that. This one is just a mix up of all different shapes. And so this is a 5x4 rondelle, and it looked really amazing with just 5 around it. But how I got there is I just played with it. Mm-hmm. And then this one ended up looking great with 5 as well. When I'm saying 5, I'm referring to, let me just show you really quick. I'm referring to the count that you see here. So those,
when you add that fan, that's like the only part you have to vary is like,
right.
Is just how many beads do you put on as part of the fan? If it's a bigger bead, you need to have more beads on your fan, versus if your center bead is smaller, you might want less. And yeah, you can totally just like try it out. Like that's what I did. I think on some of these I ended up doing 5, some I did 6, and it was just, yeah, you tried it out, and you can always take it out if you don't like it. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. And it's cool because everything we've shown today is exactly the same steps. You wouldn't have to change anything but that little wave count, that little, the side of the petals. Yeah. But the connector stays the same. The way you add the bead with the two twins making the little bug, that all stays the same. It's just this count here that you vary.
Awesome. And that's kind of a way to add more variation to the bracelet, because you basically, instead of doing like a 6 millimeter gemstone the whole time, you varied the size as you went, which is really cool.
It made it more exciting too, because it's like once you've seen one, you're like, okay, they're all going to look the same. But when you're trying different beads, like I want to do one where every single bead is different.
Oh yeah.
Wouldn't that be cool?
Yeah, why not? Oh, that would be great for like a rainbow design too then.
Yes. Yeah. And who doesn't have like an extra gemstone from every strand that you made something with?
Yeah. Yeah, grab your like bead soup and make that all your colors. I love that idea. Awesome.
So that was super fun, and yeah.
Cool. Well, let me see. I'm just gonna bring us up. There we go. Cool. Well, we did it. We have gone over the Gemstone Blooms bracelet design. Thank you so much for showing us how to make it. That was so easy to follow, and I think I can tell folks were getting excited to make it. So Sam's giving me some more instructions in the comment. Thank you, Sam. So if you want to be able to make this for yourself, the easiest way is to grab a kit from our website. Let's see, the link we'll probably get, I'm sure Jesse or Sam will drop the link in the comments, but that will be directly to where on our site. Otherwise, if you just go to our site and you search for Gemstone Blooms, or if you search for Danielle, you'll find the kit. So you can choose from the blue, the green, or the purple. Or if you want to design your own, you can just search for our twin beads and grab whatever colors you'd like. And do it however you want. So, and then, I'm talking about the website, but we do have our app, and right now it's right at the top of our app. If you have the Sam's Bead Shop app downloaded, you can find that very easily. And then on our blog, we have the written instructions that you wrote up with all those really great diagrams as well.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Cool. Well, thank you so much for showing this off to us. This has been a fabulous class.
I had so much fun. Yeah.
Awesome.
I can't wait to see what everybody posts. I'm going to be looking forward to that.
Yeah. If you guys if you started to make with whatever you've got at home right now, or once you get your kit, definitely post to Gem Chat. And we would love to see it. So thank you all. I will let you, everyone is being so sweet in the comments. Thank you all for hanging out with us. I hope you have a lovely weekend and happy beading. Bye, everyone.
Bye.